I have nothing but love for Gavin. He's been a good friend of mine, and it's a hard decision for him to make, but he feels like it's the best choice for him right now, and we support him 100% with that. We're gonna miss him a ton on this team. He brought a lot of energy and a great voice to practice and to the games and everything. And so we're gonna miss him deeply, but we wish him nothing but the best.
You guys almost couldn't miss from three-point range. I mean, just what went into just being able to make 16 three-pointers? You actually shot better from three-point range than from the field today, which I can't say that I've seen much. So.
Well, yeah. I mean, we had a good shooting night. That's true. I heard we were 2 threes from the record or something. Too bad we didn't get that, but yeah, we're a team full of shooters. And when we move the ball the way we know, everybody's open. We get easy shots, rhythm shots, and they just fall down. We gotta trust it.
You specifically, you kind of been up and down a little bit recently this year. What did it feel like to just kind of let it flow today?
Oh, amazing. Amazing. Finally see it go in.
Career high for you. Did you know that?
It is? Yeah, okay.
How's it feel to hit your career high?
It feels great. It feels great. I mean, it just feels, whenever you win, it feels amazing. So, I mean, how much you score is not as important, but our team played great, and I'm really happy for it. A lot of guys had good games and very good rhythm right now. I'm really happy for that.
Do you guys feel like you're getting the proper respect for a team that is 8-2 and beat Arizona and only receiving votes in the polls, or do you worry about that?
I mean, I don't think we worry about it too much, and it's nice to get a little props here and there, but we're just focused on ourselves right now and just controlling what we can control and just getting better.
You guys obviously are doing well. I mean, it feels like there's a difference this year. Do you guys sense that difference as opposed to last year, going into conference play and all that other stuff? I know it's still a ways out, but
it is different. I feel like we know each other way better. I feel like we know what we can do, what each guy on the team can do, and I think we're amazing defensively, a lot better than last year. I think that was a huge thing for us whole year so far.
What is it about Kaba that just kind of gets you excited to have him on the floor?
I mean, I love Kaba. I love playing with him when Coach allows us to. He's just, he's kind of a quieter guy, but he just brings so much energy, and you just get hyped. Any play, like he's going to give his everything every time, 110%. He's going to be out there making hustle plays, whether or not he's, just being physical with the opponent or, going and getting loose balls. I think he gets more 50-50 balls out of anyone I've ever seen. He's just got strong hands, and, Kaba's just, he's a great asset for our team, and he's going to help us, win a lot of games.
It's crazy. It seems like every play he makes is a big play. It really seems like it, and everybody gets hyped whenever he makes a play, so it's great to have him.
Well, it's a good win for the running Utes. Getting ready to play these guys. 4 of our last 5 games have been high major games, and just last week was a very emotional week. And then you got this week, which is today's the last day of school for our guys, and sometimes it's easy to forget that, these guys are in college, right? And this is the busiest week of the year for these guys academically, with some of them having finals, a lot of reports due, and presentations, and it all. But our guys are so well prepared that they never wait for anything at the last second. So it's probably not, no, I'm kidding. But it's just a lot going on this week. And so, you as a coach, you're always a little bit, where are we at? Where are we at? Where are we at? And I thought we had a really, really good practice. And in Jacksonville State they're going to have a good year. I'm just telling you. Ray Harper's a very good coach. And when you play a team that averages the amount of threes that they average and their percentage, right? That's the neutralizer, right? That's the big. You got to really be on point defensively to take some of that stuff away. And you could see it tonight. It felt like when they got open shots, they were going to go in. They're an elite shooting team. So you're just on edge with some things. And I was really proud of our guys, how we, I thought the start of the game was going to be big because they're a low possession team. They don't just, they walk it up a lot and run a set. And to be able to get off to the start that we did, what was it, 18-0? I thought was huge. I thought we stopped them their first however many possessions. I know his first 7 possessions going into the first media, and just made life difficult. A lot of great performances. I do want to specifically mention Raleigh Wooster and Marco Anthony, just because those 2 guys had the job of guarding their 2 best players. And I thought we did a very good job of neutralizing those guys and making it very difficult. King goes 4 for 9 for 9 points. Potter got loose specifically more in the second half. But then just did an excellent job with the game plan. You can see our numbers, 25 assists. We forced them into 15 turnovers, and we get 14 offensive boards. And then obviously a number that really stands out, 16 for 28 from the 3. When they start going in like that, it can be contagious. And we had 99 for, I think, 3 minutes. We were trying to get there. We just couldn't quite get it done. But great team effort. I thought we played really well on both ends of the floor. And, it's not very often you shoot 56% from the field and 57% from the 3. And then we were able to hold them, to what we did at 36%. So really proud of how we approached it. And when your mind's right and your game is right. So it's a good dub for us, and hopefully keep on improving.
Before the game, it was announced that Gavin Baxter medically retires. Can you just kind of talk about that in the process?
Yeah, so that was the other part. You just worry a little bit about as a coach, just because one of your, guys decided to medically retire essentially. And I know I speak on behalf of our players and our coaching staff, and certainly myself. I think the world of Gavin. Our guys do. He was he was outstanding for us. Obviously, he's had a rough go of it medically. How many guys go through what he's had to go through and have basically 3 season-ending, years in school because of that? My heart goes out to him. He's a wonderful person, and he has a great voice. His voice on the floor, and when he's playing, when he's not playing, is absolutely tremendous, and he's a tremendous work ethic. That dude. The amount of hours he had to do with rehab and to stay with it and do what he had to do. And he had a kind of a little minor, I shouldn't say minor, he had a setback, I don't know, 8 weeks ago or maybe even a little bit longer that kind of set him back, and he stayed with it. But, it's just, he knows it. We've talked a couple different times, and we wish him nothing but the best in the next chapter of his life, and for him and his wife as they move forward. So think the world of him.
The lid kind of came off of Lazar a little bit today. What was it like to see him work through that and kind of see the fruits of that?
Yeah, Lazar, John just told me it's a career high for him. And, Steph is just, he is so smart. That dude he is as smart as they come in every way, shape, or form. I've said it before. I think he's got a photographic memory, and he knows what everybody's supposed to do on the floor. And, I think he just was pushing or putting unneeded pressure on himself early on and doing things that he doesn't normally do. And he's a really good player because he can do it all. There's not much he can't do on the floor. He can shoot it. He's a high-level decision-maker passer. He can rebound it. He can guard. He can guard a lot of different guys. Today he guarded their point guard. He guarded their 4-man and everybody in between. And that stuff doesn't get talked about enough. You forget he's 6'6" and pretty long. But he's so instinctual. And so for him tonight, I just knew it was a matter of time. I wasn't worried about it. I think that's more of a little bit of, for other people that talk about it, I knew it was just a matter of time because he puts the work in. That dude gets in the gym. We get reports with guys what they shoot. That dude, he's always one of the top 3 guys in terms of number of shots guys get up a week. So he's just too smart, too talented, too instinctive for it not to eventually, happen. So it was nice to see it come together tonight. That's going to help him. That certainly is going to help our team.
Greg, you guys are kind of blowing your cover. I don't think maybe the nation realizes that you've got a pretty good team on your hands here. Would you speak to that? And do you think do you think the respect is coming?
You got to, I've always thought, first of all, with our team, I've said it from day one, I'm super excited about this group. Because we do. We have a group with great character off the floor, and we have a group with great basketball character. We have a lot of guys in that room that are highly competitive. They're great teammates, and they love the game, but they love to compete. So you never know how things are going to all come together. And I've said this before to you guys. Since I've been here, we've had very little continuity, like very little continuity because of injuries. And that's not an excuse. That's just the facts. You guys have seen it all. For the first time since I've been here, the last 2 weeks, well, 2.5 to 3 weeks, we've actually had continuity. So you kind of know what to expect. And guys kind of know what to expect from one another. And they've been able to develop some synergy and confidence with one another. So when it comes to, you brought up, Jay, respect. We've always said you got to earn respect. Respect isn't just going to be given to you. You got to go prove it every day. And, whatever happens out there with this, that, or the other, all we can worry about is being our very best. It's all that matters. Whether it's tomorrow in practice or the next day in practice or the next game out on Tuesday night against UTSA, all we can worry about is being our very best. And then whatever happens, happens.
Great, you had 25 assists on 38 shots. I mean, you talked about that connectedness. Are you seeing that more and more on the court as you practice and as these games, or kind of what's led to that?
Well, we have it in us. We don't do it consistently. That's a big area. We just got to keep developing. I thought we really had it in practice. We did not have it in practice on Tuesday. We did have it at a high level in practice Wednesday, and we had it tonight. And, we've played so many different styles of teams now, which is what you want in your non-conference schedule. Plus, we played, obviously, Arizona, Washington State. So we've seen about everything. I mean, literally, we've seen it all defensively and different types of teams we've had to guard. So, that gives you confidence, too. But you're right. That has to be a product of what we do. We have high-level decision makers, and we have a lot of guys on our team that can shoot it, pass it, and dribble it. And then we have versatility. So to be able to have the versatility that we have this year to kind of try to manipulate the defense depending on what the defense is trying to do to us, right? But it's all predicated on passing and decision making. And so what we did tonight with the 25 assists, that needs to be a staple of who we are. That needs to be one of our pillars of who we are as a program, and it's going to be.
I feel like we've talked about Cable a lot this season just because of the rawness of who he is, but there's a play that he made at the baseline where he threw the ball off. I mean, is there things like that kind of surprise you, or is that just kind of who he is that just continues to?
Did you hear me just talking about that with our staff? I literally just said that right before I walked in here. Did you hear me say that? So Kaba, he just makes a lot of winning plays out there, and on that specific play, he got switched onto a guard. It was their backup point guard, number 15. And I was just yelling, driver, 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 because he doesn't know the scouting report on 15. He knows the big guys, right? He knows 3, 24, 10, 4. And for him just to sit in stance, and they were trying to feed the post, and he deflects the ball, and then to be able to go chase it down and throw it off on number 3. I mean, that dude has a high motor. And he's he's long. I think he's plus 6 in his wingspan as compared to his height. And then he's so twitchy. The NFL always talks about guys in the NFL draft they're twitchy. Kaba's a twitchy guy. So his hands are so fast and he can cover ground so quick. So that's one of the things that stood out with him this summer. But it doesn't surprise anybody anymore that sees him on a day-to-day basis.
How valuable were those final 7-8 minutes for the guys off the bench?
I thought it was great. That's a great question. I thought it was very vital, and we were going against their best players, right? They had most of their starters in while we were doing it, so we were getting legit reps against 2 guys that can fill it up, and they're big physical guys. So, Kaba had a little. I had him in the game in some positions where it probably wasn't beneficial to him, and then we adjusted just kind of with our subbing. Luka, he missed a lot of time, and he had some time, and then, one game he was playing, and he had a migraine, so he couldn't play the second half. I think that was St. Thomas. So it's been a little bit just trying to get his legs under him. Will, obviously, he's been playing every game, playing about 10 to 12 minutes every game, and I think you can see his improvement. He made a couple plays tonight that he would not have made literally 2 to 3 weeks ago. So he's getting there. But it was good to get because some of those guys haven't had a whole lot of time here, specifically the last 2 games. And so to get them out there and get them that feel again, to what it's like, I thought that was really big for us.
Mike Saunders
Yeah.
specifically, you cheered him on pretty energetically.
Yeah.
After a couple transition buckets, just I guess for him, what did
Well, I think it was good for him. Mike, obviously, it's hard sometimes when you're not playing as many minutes as you want. And Mike's been steady, though. Like, in practice and whatnot, he's been able to elevate some things. I thought he had a good week this week. The last couple practices, I thought he did a good job in practice. I thought it translated out there today. Mike can bring some things to the table for us, and you could see it tonight. He's just got to keep getting better and stay with it. It can be hard sometimes that way. Obviously, it's maybe a little easier when you're winning, the way we are. But at the same time, these guys are all competitors. They want to be out there, and that's what I think is exciting. Is we some of these guys are just going to keep climbing the ladder to get better and get comfortable. We have a little bit different style of play than a lot of teams, so you just got to kind of learn how to play within the system, and it just takes time, right? And it's hard to rush. Everyone wants it quicker than but it just takes time and experience. So I was trying to encourage him because that's what I told him: just go, just go. And he did just go, and he made some big time plays.